Why do so many of us struggle in relationships? Usually, sometimes not because of the other person, but more because how we see ourselves. So, insecurity and low self worth are silent forces that can lead us down the lane of self sabotage. So, in today's video, we'll explore how insecurity and low self esteem affects our relationships, the psychology behind them, and how we can begin to heal ourselves and create healthier connections. So, hello everyone, and welcome to Mind Quest. My name is Akshita, and I'm a psychologist. Today, we're going to talk about insecurity and low self worth and how they impact our relationships. Insecurity, let's define it, is the constant fear that you're not good enough. You might feel abandoned, rejected, compared. So, low self worth goes deeper. It is the belief that you don't deserve love, respect, or happiness. So, these are often patterns that are developed in childhood through critical parents, either maybe traumatic experiences, bullying, neglect, or even subtle lack of validation in early childhood. Over time, we start to internalize these experiences and we start to carry them into our adult relationships. When you don't feel secure within yourself, your brain interprets relationship as threats. You might overanalyze texts. You might constantly need reassurance. You might push people away before they get too close. So, psychologically, insecurity activates the same fight or flight response that danger does, that threats do. So, the nervous system starts to perceive intimacy as risk. Your entire body freezes or fights or flights with anxiety, jealousy, or even withdrawal. So, even when the relationship is safe, you don't perceive it like that. So, what are the ways in which it impacts relationships? So, insecurity damages your relationship in multiple ways. These are subtle, but they're very powerful. Here are four basic ways. The first is clinginess or neediness. So, you always need that reassurance, and this starts to put pressure on the other person to keep reassuring you. Second, jealousy and control or dominance. You have a fear of losing someone, and this leads to over possessiveness, lack of trust, always meddling into their business, trying to, control their life. It becomes too much for the other person. Self sabotage. In order to avoid rejection, you never get into relationships. You push people away before it, even starts to create something, you break it. This creates a cycle of loneliness which has other impacts. Lack of boundaries. This gets a bit touchy because with low self-worth, you start to accept poor treatment. You feel like you're being used, you feel like a doormat because you finally actually don't feel that you deserve any better than this. And that's where it gets so tricky because that's not true. Over time, these patterns erode trust, intimacy, and respect, making the fear of abandonment so high, and so you actually make it come true in your own life. Why do we repeat these patterns? The mind craves familiarity, so it tends to recreate what is familiar, even if it's painful. It's like, I know this pain. So it keeps recreating those same patterns and things again and again. So if you grow up with criticism, you might unconsciously choose partners who are overcritical. If you never felt safe, you might be drawn to people who are chaos or chaotic. So, this is actually called the repetition compulsion in psychology, the unconscious attempt to redo the past in hopes of finally fixing it. But unless we build awareness, we end up reinforcing the cycles of insecurity and low self worth. We actually don't fix it in the end. What are real ways to heal and build security? Here are 5 steps. The first step always is awareness and honesty. Unless we acknowledge something, it's very difficult to work on it. So, notice when your reactions are fear driven and track them. So, you want to journal, you want to write it down, you want to keep it in your mind, you want to reflect upon it. The second is challenging negative beliefs. So instead of every time that I am unworthy comes up, practice reframing. I am learning what works for me. I'm learning to value myself. These small shifts rewire your brain over a long period of time. Build inner security. Self-care isn't just physical. No, there's meditation, therapy, affirmations. There's a lot that you can do for yourself. So start building resilience from within. Fourth step, communicate openly. Share your fears with someone who you can be vulnerable with. Vulnerability invites understanding, and silence actually creates distance. Surround yourself with people who make you feel safe. This really helps. Healing relationships come from being around the people who respect you and support you and understand you. So choose connections that reinforce your worth and do not diminish it. Insecurity and low self worth may shape how we show up in relationships, but they don't define us. Every step that you take towards self awareness is a step towards healthier love. Remember, you are worthy not because of what you do or who you can please. You are worthy because of who you are. So, if this video resonated with you, please hit like, share it with someone who maybe needs to hear this. Thank you.